Well, we're back once again with a Well Below Average podcast with Nick and Adam. I'm Adam, and Nick is with me as always. How we doing today, Nick?
Doing good. Recovered from Thanksgiving. It's been a few days now, and yeah, doing well.
So this is our 69th episode together, 44th of the season. But yeah, trugging, plugging along, not trucking along, plugging along. It's fun. So what is a Thanksgiving for the Nepics like? Did y'all go to Buffalo or anything?
No, we alternate holidays. Like if we go, we stay here where with my side of the family or travel with the wife's side of the family. So we stuck around here. Went to my mom's. She just lives in Mansfield, so that's like 20-25 minutes from here. Hung out there during the day, and that was about it. Pretty small, kind of laid back. It was a good Thanksgiving though. We had a good time. There was only like I think 8 of us there, so a small group. But it was good. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday, so I was glad to enjoy it. There was some good football on, I guess, relative. Like the Bears and the Lions are terrible. The Cowboys game was full. It was more with the refs than the game.
Yeah.
And then the night game was kind of a blowout. So I guess I kind of take back what I said. It wasn't good football, but it was entertainment to watch.
Yes, we went to Arkansas on Monday. Visited my grandmother at first for a few days, and my dad actually moved to Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's weird. He moved basically the same town my grandma lives in. No, and that's not his mom. That's my mom's mom. But it's very convenient. We did have to drive my grandmother across the state to drop her off at my uncle's house, but then drove back.
What's the drive to Hot Springs, Arkansas from DFW? Like 5, 6
Five,
hours?
5 hours
Okay. So not terrible.
if you don't stop at Bucky's.
Did you stop at Bucky's?
Yes. Oh, I hate stopping at Bucky's.
Well, your kids probably wouldn't let you drive by without stopping, right?
Yeah, they love it. If they get the candy, and it's you know, it is what it is. We went to Bucky's.
Are you a Bucky's hater?
I am. I don't like Bucky.
Oh,
I
we
think
talked
they've
about this. We've talked
yeah.
about this.
Yeah, they've manufactured a like a stop for nothing. Just it's like, hey, it's like a rite of passage to spend money there.
But they have everything you could ever need and very clean bathrooms. So
And, yeah, ton of stuff you don't need. The signs are funny leading up now because I guess it's kind of a trend on Instagram to stop at Bucky's and it's be a sign with the Bucky's logo and like do it for the gram.
hmm
So you see a lot of people out there taking pictures under the sign and all that.
but yeah, I'm not a I like Bucky's. We always stop. But I maybe the only reason we stop is because I feel like I have to. I don't know. Maybe
The
they've been
program.
yeah, exactly. So but yeah, Thanksgiving, we're in full on it's Christmas mode now. And it's finally acceptable to be in Christmas mode. For some people, it
Yes.
started a while ago, but
Yeah, it's that time. I think we're putting up the tree today. My son is Mr. He loves the tree and doing all that stuff. So that'll probably happen before too long.
we we put up our tree. I think it was last weekend. I
Okay.
finally lost out, and we put up our tree, and all the Christmas decorations inside the house. So yeah, here we are. But the holiday season is it's like I feel like, and maybe it's because we have a kid now. I feel like this year has just kind of flown by, whereas
Hmm.
last year was kind of the opposite. Like 2020 with everything happening, kind of just drug on, and like now I'm like, whoa, end of the year, we're about to be in 2022 somehow. So
Yeah. Yeah. Pandemic doesn't help with the speeding up, but you're right. It is holiday season, so I want to jump in and talk about our sponsors real quick. We get this in. Um, Perfect gift for any occasion, especially Christmas, is Local Menace Streetwear. Dallas-based artist-owned streetwear brand hell bent on destroying your wardrobe. They have t-shirts, jackets, hats, sweaters, pins, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're looking to get something unique, you want to shop local, yeah, check out Local Menace, localmenace.com. Use code Beard Crew, and get 25% off your whole order. That lets them know we sent you. get a nice sweet discount, and you could get a lot of good Christmas gift ideas from there from localmenace.com. And what should they be drinking like Christmas
You
morning?
you should drink multiple cups or one giant cup of rodeo coffee, which is small batch roasted right here in Fort Worth. They have a coffee truck. They are going to be, they put this out on Instagram. They're going to be at Walsh Ranch, which is out like Fort Worth, Aledo-ish area. Look it up. Check it out on Instagram. They're going to have their coffee truck there. Their coffee truck is going to be, I think, out and about starting next month in December. So not only can you buy their coffee, buy some beans while you're out, you can get maybe an espresso drink or something like that while you're driving around. So check out Rodeo Coffee. I'm sure they'll be doing pop-ups at farmers markets and things like that as they have. But Rodeo Coffee, check them out. Great for a Christmas gift. Coffee, solid stocking stuffer. Like buy a
Oh
local,
yeah.
really good coffee. Only thing you have to make sure of though, buy it as close to Christmas as you can, so it's fresh for the person you're giving it to. But a real solid stocking stuffer: t-shirts or beanies and coffee. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, what better scene could you imagine as a mother and father sipping a cup of rodeo coffee as their children open up their local menace streetwear presents on Christmas morn?
There you go. There you go.
We're not biased at all, but yeah. So let's get into the show here. And as always, we start out with the news. Explore or snore. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's not a great news. Like, it's been Thanksgiving. There's just not a lot going on.
Yeah, tough news cycle.
Yeah, I got three stories here. We could do a best of next door, but I don't want to go too long, so we'll save that maybe for later. But first story up, I call it True Fan. A man's obituary urges betting a bunch on the Huskers.
I've been very into gambling for fun recently, so let's explore.
So, Milton Andrew Munson, his obituary mentioned his, Air Force service. He was a pharmacist, husband, father, all the normal stuff. Apparently, a huge Nebraska football fan, University of Nebraska. And a quote in there said, "In lieu of flowers, please place an irresponsibly large wager on Nebraska beating Iowa."
Man, and did you happen to see how that game played out this weekend?
No, I didn't.
So Nebraska, I think, had a pretty decent lead and ended up blowing it and lost 28-21. Like Iowa scored pretty late, but like up until the fourth quarter, if I'm remembering this right, like Nebraska was in control of it. Like should have won that game, lost in pretty depressing fashion.
Wow. So he set people up for failure.
He really did.
73-year-old. He died November 16th. Obituary ran Thursday. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, the afternoon sports show. Apparently, one of the hosts, Jack Mitchell, one of the two radio, Josh Peterson, Jack Mitchell, took him up on that, and they both placed $5,000, or they pulled together bets from listeners and placed a $5,000 bet on the game in his memory.
And it didn't work out.
It didn't.
That's a bummer. It almost did, but not quite. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we said if you had to rob a bank and then relocate somewhere, where would you go? What job would you get? If you were, and I hope this doesn't happen to either one of us, if you were to pass away and you had to tell your I don't know, not even your family and friends, but just people that you have to place a bet, large amount of money on X, Y, or Z, the Cowboys, the Rangers, Stars, whatever. It could be anything. What would it be?
Oh, man, I think the safest, obviously I would want to say bet on the Cowboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put big money on them going to the Super Bowl. I think the safest bet would be bet for the Longhorns to lose. I love the Longhorns, but they're terrible. So, win some money, bet against the Longhorns in big games.
Yeah, they that I mean that was the season was tough for the Longhorns, but I guess like in the theme of Nebraska, although if you're a Texas fan, you're feeling better than Nebraska. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what. I don't think I would tell people to bet money because I wouldn't want them like if they're gonna spend money because of me passing away. I'd rather them like I don't know donate to charity or something. But I don't. Good for him for letting people do that. Hopefully, like some of them, maybe they also like donated some money to charity, like the talk show, things like that. I don't, but
Yeah. Um, that'd be nice. Yeah, that's probably what I'd say. Donate to charity or something, or you know, do something good.
hmm yeah, absolutely.
Take out an anti-Trump ad just to, just for fun. So that's the first story. Next story is a little more business centric. With the holiday shopping season approaching us, shippers prepare for another pandemic crush of holiday gifts.
You might as well explore. I feel like that. I feel like this time of year we have to explore these kinds of things.
Yeah. So, running a small business personally, this is an issue for me because like post office is terrible. Um, and they're getting expensive. It's actually they used to be cheaper than anything. Now they're more expensive than UPS for shipping. But yeah, something I have to deal with because people need to get their orders on at a certain time, or you can't guarantee delivery by Christmas. But essentially, yeah, it's the post office. Especially the post office is preparing to be overwhelmed by they say over 1 billion packages will be going through Postal Service, UPS, and FedEx over the next few weeks for Christmas shopping.
Do you and maybe this is you can't say. Do you have a shipping preference when it comes to you have a business, you ship things,
Mm-hmm.
FedEx, UPS, USPS? Does it matter?
I like USPS just because there's a few benefits as far as like um, scheduling pickups and just the closeness of there's post office everywhere. There's not UPS
hmm
stores everywhere or FedEx. They have some stores, but they're a little further away. Um, postal service used to be cheaper, but now I'm finding that UPS is about the same price. Um, yeah, I really just whatever the cheapest rate is what I try to find, but it's not always the best. I've had a lady I sent two little gift beer mugs to, and both times they've been broken. I've never had an issue with it. I think it's her post office. Now I'm gonna have to send it UPS. Pay shipping 3 times on it.
Yeah. I have a friend who works for one of those major companies, and he's always like, if we send stuff, he's like, why didn't you use us, or why didn't you send through this? I'm like, well, you know, not that I don't really care. I'm just trying to look for what's the cheapest. What's the cheapest thing I can find?
Yeah, and go ahead.
Do you are you done Christmas shopping for your kids? Like, is there anything like you're trying to order that is going to be like you're going to have to like cross your fingers and hope that it gets there? We went to the wedding yesterday, and we had ordered. My wife found a really good deal for like a dress for our daughter that she could wear. It was like $10. It was she loved it. It was really cheap. It was on sale, but it was like 3 to 8 days it'll take to ship. And we ordered it last Friday, I guess. And so we were crossing our fingers, and we had a holiday thrown in there. Yeah. So we're crossing our fingers every day. Friday it didn't come. We got a different package, and so we're like, great. We're gonna have to either buy something or she's gonna have to wear whatever. And then we left for the wedding at it was at 4, so we left at like 3 in the afternoon, and it got here I think at 1 p.m. So it got here with 2 hours to spare. We got lucky, but it definitely it took a while for us to get it, and so the delays, the slowdowns, it's a real thing that's happening.
Yeah, we haven't even started Christmas shopping for our kids.
Okay. Do they have like things that or the younger ones especially, like things they really want? Or are they cool with like kind of whatever you get them? Like they have a list. How does that work?
I think before we left to Arkansas, my wife had them sit down and make an Amazon list
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the way we'll go. Just order whatever,
Yeah.
the most stuff we can get for our budget. Typically, how we go with it. Um,
Yeah.
Last year, they actually pulled all their money together and got a PS5.
Uh-huh.
It's like, just get us a PS5. That's all we want. It's just that, and that's all for all of us. So, um, yeah, we got a PS5 that sits there and they barely ever play.
Getting a lot of good use out of it.
Yeah, and it's funny. I see how these people like still can't find them. Like I got one right here. If I sell one with an upcharge, my kids would be
Now,
nice.
if you sold it, would they freak? Like, would they be like, that was our Christopher?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now in fairness, because they are so hard to find, I don't think PlayStation's releasing as many games on them
Mm-hmm.
as they normally would. So I think maybe in the next year, as they become more available with all the supply chain and shipping stuff, hopefully clearing up, I think it may be a little more useful than it is now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as far as shipping goes, yeah, that was always my thing. Like, it has been my thing with the business is try to find the best rate. But I'm finding like, man, there's a difference between like the quality you get with like a UPS or a FedEx over the post office.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I'm starting to be more conscious of. And our last story is, and this one I thought kind of something maybe more for you. Donations pour in for Missouri man freed after 43 years.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I've seen this actually, but we could explore it.
Okay, so Kevin Strickland of Missouri was released after 43 years behind bar after being convicted of a triple murder. He was wrongly accused, and his ruling was overturned. But the state said that he wouldn't receive compensation for the wrongful imprisonment.
And so somebody started a donation fund of some kind and got
Yeah.
got him some donations. Well, that's good. You know
Yeah, so
what's crazy about that is not crazy is not the right word. What's most upsetting is sort of what you just mentioned. 43 years of his life like taken away, and he gets it's just sorry.
yeah. It doesn't really say what their justification was. He just ineligible. He wouldn't qualify for. Okay, so the state only allows wrongful imprisonment payments to people who are exonerated through DNA evidence. So I guess that's not how he was exonerated.
Okay.
So he wouldn't qualify. But the Missouri, what is it? The Midwest Innocent Project set up a GoFundMe, which is now as of Saturday evening at $1.45 million had been donated to him.
Wow, that's good. I mean, obviously not good that it had to come to that, but good for him. And I'm glad that justice was finally not served, but there was finally justice in that he was released and didn't have to keep just not wasting. He wasn't wasting away, but just wasting his life for something that he didn't do.
Like, how terrible is that? Like, you didn't do it, and just no one believes you. Like, and you've gone through this whole process that's supposed to help you, to give you a fair shot, but it's like, no, you're guilty. Like, I mean, that's got to be the worst feeling for 43 years. It's like, what do you like, man? So hopefully his next few years, his remainder of his life is a lot better.
Yeah,
that's terrible. So this is the time we normally do Nick Hates It, and we're gonna interrupt it. I think we'll try to squeeze it in here, but we have a guest, a very, very high, well above average guest. Dan Mcdowell will be joining us right now. So we are here with Dan Mcdowell. He's a big fan of the show. Second time on. Dan, if you don't know, is from the Ticket Hang Zone on not 3 to 7, noon to 3, right?
Noon to 3.
Noon to 3. How you doing today, Dan?
Super. Lost my triple play, so I'm not feeling that great. But
I picked the
tough
Eagles.
betting games.
Yeah. Picked the Eagles in my 5-point game.
That was my game, yeah.
Yeah. Are you in the betting league with the Jared Sandler one, or the Pick'em?
I am.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm actually doing pretty good in that compared to years past when I was about in 100th place.
I was in 15th place up to week 3, and then I've done a nosedive ever since.
Yeah, I think I've dove in the last few weeks, but I found myself in the top 10. Couldn't believe it.
Hey, well, congratulations. Hopefully I can climb back up the standings, but hey, we're glad to have you back again. We got Nick this time, who was he was on the IL with baby last time he joined us. So.
Having a baby back several months ago. I didn't have the baby. I just sort of was a observer of that part of everything, but glad to be here. Heard the show last time, but didn't get to be a part of it. So, Dan, what parenting advice do you have? I'm 4 months in. What's the big piece of advice you have?
I would say video mundane things.
Okay, that's good.
Now, if it's only 4 months, it's probably not doing much, this baby.
A little bit more. Like we're getting, little laughs here and there, some more interaction. But for the first, what is it, Amy? For the first 2 months, it's a lot of staring and crying, and that's about it. So we're getting a little bit more.
But as time goes on, like we would take a trip for a week and come back, and the kid is way different, even after just a week, if you don't see your kid. So they change pretty quick. And I would say video, if you're using your phone, hold it like this.
Okay.
Because you're going to like watching that on TV rather than the up and down thing. Video everything, video mundane things when they're just kind of like sitting at home reading a book or playing with their blocks, because those are the best ones to watch in the future. And keep very, very organized, because you can get behind very quickly. And all of a sudden you'll have 4 years of video and pictures, and you won't know where it all went. So you got to keep, every month, put it all in a folder and say it's that month. So you can go back and pull that out anytime you want in the future.
That's good. I'll be sure to do that.
That's my advice.
Well, that's fantastic advice. I give him less good advice, like, go out, get cigarettes, something like that.
Eventually you'll want to do that. But probably you're about 10 or 12 years away from that.
Right, yes. I got some time.
Although you could leave before they're 4, right? And they won't even remember you. I got a biological dad who left, and I don't remember him at all. So maybe it's better to do that. Same.
Actually, I was 3, so same thing.
And you have no memory of that?
No. We reconnected later, but no memory of the first several years. So
was that your choice to reconnect later? Like you went looking for him?
No, I was probably like 10, 8 or 9, 10, something like that. And there was like a big gap. And then we had moved, me and my mom moved here to Texas. He was out of state. He moved here. We reconnected that way. So we had a relationship like from a distance, even when we were in the same state. So yeah, it wasn't me looking or reconnecting. It was sort of, I was too young to really understand like what was happening at that point.
I love it when a failed joke brings up tragic memories of people's childhoods. So we just got off Thanksgiving, Dan. Let's take a hard turn here. What is Dan Mcdowell? What's the McDowell family Thanksgiving like? How'd y'all celebrate the holiday?
This year we went to a friend's house, as we usually do. We'll have a friend. We'll rotate, go back and forth to their house or our house, because our family is not here. Just the 4 are here, but our we're from Ohio, so that's where the grandmas are. And this year we had a Mexican Thanksgiving, which just means enchiladas and chips and no traditional Thanksgiving food, and it was great.
Now, are you like anti-traditional Thanksgiving food, or is that just like you guys pick a theme and go with it, or what's the background to that?
This is the first year we've ever done that.
Okay.
So maybe it's just boredom. It's like we're tired of missionary,
It's fair.
You don't want a missionary Thanksgiving. So we just changed it up a little bit just because things are getting boring as you get old.
Yeah, I married a Mexican woman thinking I was going to get enchiladas every day, and I haven't had enchiladas in years.
That's sad. It's a sad tale.
No, I like enchiladas. Well, we're not going to talk just about Thanksgiving, but I do want to bring something up. I went back and listened to our the last show you were on, and y'all kind of got on me about my crypto failings. The Bitcoin had dropped in half, and I want to say that well, feedback gets recovered, and I'm actually profiting now on my crypto adventures. I don't know if you recall that.
I don't remember what did I say you failed at?
I bought in at 60,000 and it dropped down to 30. And you kept trying to get me to go get my wife on to discuss her thoughts on it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Now it's back 55 or so.
It's hanging in there. It was up near 70 a couple weeks ago, so it's.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. So, very happy with that. But I just wanted to.
You need to find the next Bitcoin.
Shiba Inu. Anybody out there buy Shiba Inu? That's what
I bought Shiba Inu.
Okay. How many you got?
I bought quite a few. Probably about $500 worth.
Oh wow. Yeah, I bought like 75. I'm in like the 1.2 million range.
Yeah, but now it's whatever 500 I spend is now 400. I bought it just a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone down.
Yeah.
But it's at what, 0.00004 now or something like that. So
yeah.
If we can get that bad boy to a penny, we're going to be looking great.
That's the dream. Get it to a penny. Hope by summer it's at a penny, and I'll be nice. I'll be real happy with that.
Yeah, I think I might have told you I bought Doge at a penny.
Oh, you did?
And I think it's at 23 cents, or I don't know. It's kind of held steady in the 20 range.
Oh wow! Well,
I only bought $100 of that though. That's why this time I'm like, all right, let me buy. I'll buy 500, and I'll have a jet soon.
There you go. Yeah, it's tricky, that cryptocurrency, but I just wanted to let you know how my crypto adventures have been going, because I'm sure you've been worried about that.
Yeah, is your wife doing okay with it?
Yeah, she is. She's actually been buying stuff now. I've got her on it.
She's aware of crypto?
Yes.
Of your whole scene, you don't do this on the down low?
Nah.
Okay.
Actually, she saw that it was making money and she started buying. So.
Okay.
It's like, why don't you just give me money and I'll put it in there, I think. But
yeah, my wife is not knowledgeable about what's going on with that.
I don't even know what any of these words are, really. I mean, I know crypto. I know what crypto is. What's the Doge? I've heard that. Bitcoin, I guess I've heard that, but I couldn't tell you much else. So I'm lagging pretty far behind here in all these. I guess, is it like new age investing? I guess we're like, new style of investing, whatever we're calling it here. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind. Adam, you'll have to give me a tutorial on all these things. I guess I could look it up on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of information, but yeah, it is. I got into it because I read that the way that a lot of people are predicting that kind of the Gen X millennials will be able to recover money from the baby boomers is through crypto. So I don't know if you've heard anything about that, Dan.
Not really. The reason I'm into it is I have some smart friends who tell me that this is a good idea. Okay. And they steered me into it, as I may have told you before, many years ago. And I kind of just don't I don't really do much in it day to day. I look at it now and again, which is probably the best way to do things if you're investing money.
It'll drive you crazy otherwise. But
especially if it goes from 60 to 30.
Yeah, that was pretty nerve-wracking, but you know what? We're back, we're good. It's a long-term investment. So speaking of long-term investments, did you hear the news? I want to get your first thoughts, maybe on Lincoln Riley. That just broke. Have you heard anything about that?
I did just see that. That seems pretty humorous.
Yeah. Is that a lateral move? Is that an upgrade? How does that what do you think about that?
Well, he's leaving Oklahoma, so that's probably an upgrade, right?
Right.
And the bar is low where he's going. He's got to be money whipped, right? I didn't see any details on the deals. Did you?
No, I think it's still emerging.
But what'll be really humorous if the rumor that OU is interested in Sonny Dykes are true. If they swoop in and steal him from TCU right now, that would be amusing.
Yes. I was all in for this Deion Sanders to TCU thing. I wanted that to work.
Just for pure entertainment.
I would love that, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Coach Prime in Fort Worth. Let's do it. Let's get it happen.
That'd be wonderful.
But yeah, little college football. Nick, did you have any college football thoughts?
No, I mean, the Lincoln Riley thing is surprising. NFL Sunday, the Lincoln Riley news drops is fun. And me and my buddies yesterday, they're all big college football fans, kind of got their various teams. I'm kind of just an observer, so we've been texting about it like crazy, but no major thoughts. A good weekend or a good day of college football yesterday. I was at a wedding last night, so I missed a big chunk of it. I had to do the thing where you have your phone kind of like in your pocket and you're kind of looking at scores, checking it every once in a while during the reception, just because, you've been to one wedding, you've been to every wedding, and so after a while, just kind of trying to find something to keep me entertained at that point, but nothing major on my end.
All right, so we'll move this along a little bit. This is something a little unorthodox. We have a segment. Nick here, you couldn't tell, is full of vitriol and hate. He is a miserable person. And we have a segment called Nick Hates It. And we really wanted you on for this to get your kind of perspective and really get a witness to what it is that we do. You up for that?
Sure. Is it similar to Bad Bit? We like to point out bad bits.
Oh, this could be a terrible bit. I'm sure it is. We're the well below average podcast.
Oh yeah, so. It's not good. I just hate a lot of things. Have a general negative outlook towards, I guess, pretty much life in general. And so speaking of, I just mentioned I was at a wedding yesterday. I'm a pretty seasoned veteran when it comes to weddings. I've been a groomsman, I don't know, maybe 10 times. I'm married, so I guess I've been in 11 weddings if you count my own.
Pretty big.
Yeah, I've been to a lot.
Popular dude.
Got a lot of friends, and this is, hopefully none of them are listening to this, but they wouldn't know who I'm referencing. I've been in a lot of weddings with people who I probably didn't invite or wouldn't invite to my own wedding if it were to happen today. So I guess they think more highly of me than I do of them. But anyway, was at this wedding. It was actually, we were talking about SMU or Sonny Dykes. It was right near SMU, so right in uptown area of Dallas, and it had been a while since I'd done the wedding thing, done the reception thing. We took the baby to the wedding, so that was an adventure. That part went pretty well, but the part that was the worst.
Somebody was putting you on their bad bit list for bringing your baby to the wedding.
Well,
someone is on a podcast right now talking about you at their wedding with the baby.
Yeah, probably. She did okay. She did better than I thought she would. Okay. But the part, and this is any wedding, not just this one that I was at, but the ceremony was in one place, and then everybody had to drive to the reception. And so we were going from SMU to right in the middle of downtown Dallas. It ended up taking 15 minutes to get there. It was a pain. There was complimentary valet, but everybody's going to the same spot. And so we're in a line blocking the street. it was just a mess. The thing that I hate, and I wish nobody would do this, if you're listening and about to get married, have your ceremony and your reception in the same place, like on the same campus. Don't make people drive from one spot to another, because it is terribly, terribly inconvenient. And I'm sure it was more expensive for the couple to do it that way. I don't know, but it was awful. I've had to do that multiple times, but definitely hate that.
I agree with that. It's probably about a 50-50 in my life of going to weddings. I think mine was two different places because my wife wanted to get married in a church.
And you couldn't drink at the church afterwards, or
Yeah, apparently not.
yeah,
Just the
Frowned
wine.
upon.
right.
So yeah, and it was a beating, and I'm sure it's a beating for everybody to go find parking at the at the churches in the downtown area and all that too. So
Yeah, I mean, both places. I mean, beautiful, well put together. It was great, but just getting from point A to point B was a bit of a beating for everyone. Now, I would also say that it's not up to the bride and groom to care about me, because it's their day. But think about what everybody else has to do also. So that was something that I hated quite a bit yesterday, having to navigate that. Plus, it was raining. It made it a little extra on top of that. But yeah, weddings in general, what's the sweet spot? Like, what is you got the ceremony, everyone's there for the reception. Like, you go to the ceremony just because that's a part of it. How long is the reception before you're looking at your watch? This is way too long. Let's get this show on the road. Let's, finish the vows, kiss the bride, and move on to the party afterward. What's the sweet spot there? What do y'all think?
So I got married in between classes at UTA at the Justice of the Peace in Arlington. Took about 25 minutes. So 25 minutes.
really, who was there?
Me and my wife.
That's it? No parent?
Nope.
Were they against this marriage?
I don't know. I didn't really care. I was 30.
And
See, did they know that this was going to happen?
I don't know.
do they know now?
I mean, it's their business to know things. No, yeah, they know now. We had been together for a little while. It was kind of a whim thing. Let's just go get married.
This your first marriage?
Yes.
Okay. That sounds like a second marriage setup.
It was her second marriage, my first.
Okay, so she didn't want to go through the whole... See, that makes sense then, because if my wife didn't want to do the whole thing, I would have said, cool, let's just go like between classes and we'll get married real quick.
Yeah, it was
But she, the girl oftentimes will drive the whole show there.
yes. I was very appreciative. It was it was a very fitted in between classes. I actually went to class afterwards, and
What was the class you went to afterwards?
oh god, who knows?
But it was your honeymoon. That class was your honeymoon.
Right.
We ate pizza after that. She waited for me, and then we went to a nice little pizza shop outside the campus.
What
Okay.
Pizza place was it?
Y'all asking like really hard questions here.
Did you do it that night?
Oh,
Maybe at the pizza place. I don't know.
Like, hey, we're married now.
we already had 2
Let's-
kids, so
Oh, you had 2 kids together?
yes.
Ah, okay. Then you
Very
probably
chaotic. Yeah. We haven't much sense. But yeah, so 25 minutes is on the wedding.
I think that's 25 minutes is a lot. Like, if you're at a traditional ceremony, that's a long time. I feel like.
ceremony. We had a wedding at a Catholic church, and it was a good hour, man. It was
Oh yeah, my cousin, one of my
good, not good.
one of my cousins who I'm close with, very devout Catholic part of the family. That ceremony, about an hour. I mean, you're in that for the long haul. I've been to a couple of weddings where the ceremony was about like 10 minutes, 12 minutes, something like that. I mean,
There
in
you
and
go.
out, real quick. Was happy about that. So, yeah, but overall, baby did pretty good at the wedding. I'm sure a couple people, were upset at us for bringing a 4-month-old to the wedding, but they can get out of my face. I mean, what are we supposed to do? not take our baby, just leave her at home. So that's all I
You know,
got.
there's like a whole little industry of teenage girls that will watch these babies.
Yeah, but that costs way more money than I'm willing to pay anyone right now. Which is,
It is much higher dollar than I think it used to be.
yeah. So she did pretty well. We survived, and here we are. We made it through. We made it to the next day, and we'll see.
And
what
if they
happens.
didn't want a baby there, they should have put that on the wedding invitation.
Yeah, and we actually, I feel like, this is good on me. Pat myself on the back for this. I asked, like, it was my buddy from high school. I texted him. I said, "Hey, are you fine with us bringing her? We don't have to. If y'all would rather us not bring her," and he said, "No, we'd love you to. We want to meet her. We want her there." So, I did my part and made sure it was okay. So, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're willing to admit that you were right.
Exactly. Got it.
That's very big of you. So we don't want to keep you too much longer. But there is a question we pose a couple of different ones. Feel free to answer however you'd like. And we go back and forth, but soup. Dog does not like this. Is soup a meal? Like if I invited you to dinner and served you soup, how would you feel about that whole situation?
It feels more appetizer-ish,
Okay.
right? I mean, certain soup can be a meal for sure, but it's got to have some hardiness in it. It's got to have, your coconut seafood soup with some rice, throw it in there or something like that.
Okay.
But generally, look at a menu. Is the soup? Where is the soup? It's with the salad, like
Right.
it's a pre-meal. So it's there to get you warmed up a little bit, and it's a little lighter than bread. So I'm going to say not a meal.
Not a meal.
Final answer.
Is chili a soup?
Now you're getting. Now we're moving up towards a meal. It could certainly be a meal, just being chili. But again, now if you're just going to have a cup of chili, a little something to get you geared up for the real stuff. There's no real vegetables in chili. Does a meal have to have vegetables?
I don't know. Do you put beans in your chili? Are beans a vegetable?
Is bean a vegetable?
I think it's its own category. Are beans not their own category? Some kind. I don't know.
I really don't know.
Well, beans have protein, or they're more of a protein, I think. If you can categorize it that way, but I don't think either way. I wouldn't categorize them as something that gives it more like credence to be a meal or not a meal, whether you have it or not. Personally,
Can you have chili without beans? Because you could certainly have chili without meat. Vegetarian chili.
Yeah. Well, here in Texas, that it's kind of beans don't belong in chili. I think when you put beans in it, it becomes a stew, a chili flavored stew.
Interesting. I'm going to disagree with that.
Okay.
Just because I feel like chili, almost all chili has beans.
Not Texas chili.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pure meat.
That's news to you, Dan? That
It is. I
Really?
thought beans are just. I mean, they even have at the grocery store. There's a certain bean. It says chili beans.
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's made for chili.
It's for you Midwestern implants,
They're grown in Chile or somewhere south. They're grown to be just for chili.
So, have you ever gone to the grocery store, the Texas Chili Company, the little bricks of chili? Have you had those before?
No,
So
I don't know.
they're
what that is.
amazing. It's
And I don't eat red meat, so
oh, okay.
when I do make chili, it's with fake meat.
Okay.
And
Ground
beans.
turkey or something.
Like a chicken
they
chili.
have the Beyond Meat or the
Oh, really?
whatever. They have some kind of veggie meat crumbles. You would hate it.
I would hate it. Yeah.
I'm
So,
positive.
is it just red meat you don't eat, or all kinds of meat? Like now I'm curious.
I don't eat red meats or chicken. I eat fish.
You eat
That's my
fish.
only meat protein.
Was it pescatarian? Is that what that is?
Yes, I suppose you could call it that.
Okay.
I don't like to label myself though.
That's
I
fair.
understand. Yes.
We don't have to label each other.
And then our second question, Dan, is actually another food related question. What is the best kind of French fry? What's the best kind of French fry?
Well, let's go process of elimination. I feel like we did this before.
Did we do this one? We might have done this one the last time.
Well,
Did
then
we do this one?
bring me back.
But you weren't here.
Right. So you
Yeah,
could you could shorten it then, if you'd like.
What do you need? Okay, I'll get it for you later. I don't think I have any. Process of elimination would be potato wedge out.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
The potato wedge at Fuddruckers, pretty good though, if you have to have one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Are tots a fry?
They are not. I don't
Okay.
think.
Big fan of the tot. Certainly McDonald's is the best, right?
There's
The
an argument
Wendy's
to be
fry
made.
dipped in a frosty can be good, but if you have to dip in a frosty, then it's probably not good. It's too big. It's like the potato wedge a little bit.
Okay.
It's a smaller potato wedge, the Wendy's fry. And I'd like the Burger King fry as well, but certainly that's a hot opinion that will gain no traction.
I was going to say, I don't think anyone, of all the people we've asked, I don't know if anyone's mentioned the Burger King fry at all.
I'm not a curly fry guy though. Don't like the curly.
I agree with that actually quite a bit. I think they're
It's too weird to try and put it in your mouth, like putting a Slinky in your mouth.
yeah. And why are they all pre-seasoned? Why are all curly fries, or the majority of them are like pre-seasoned? And they're
Now that you mention it, they are. I don't know.
Yeah, I never been a fan of the curly fry.
But
Have you-
McDonald's certainly the GOAT, right?
I think so. I think there's a strong
Yeah,
argument to be made. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Our last guest mentioned the duck fat fry he got in Baltimore. Baltimore or Boston? I don't know. Somewhere
It was at a hotel in Baltimore. He had a very specific answer, like a restaurant in Baltimore. This like specific kind of fry with like some sort of duck fat. It was kind of weird that he had that right off the top of his head. But yeah, the McDonald's French fries is accessible to everybody, not just the upper elites of Baltimore at hotels. So
Have you had the Eatsy's fry?
I've not.
No.
I enjoy that. That'll be served with the burger or the salmon burger on Thursdays.
Oh, nice.
I do like it, but it tends to be more of a Burger King-ish fry.
Well,
And as you already know, you're well aware that I'm a fan of the Burger King fry.
Right.
yes. Well, Dan, I think you've answered all our questions. Appreciate you jumping on. You can follow Dan at Bracket Dan on Twitter. You can listen to him on the Ticket, noon to 3, weekdays. It's on the iHeartRadio app as well. Where else can you listen to that? All kinds of technology.
My Zoom link says it's been upgraded, and it now includes unlimited minutes. Can you believe that?
Oh, nice.
Are you the host?
I am the host.
Okay. It says it was upgraded by the host. Way to go.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I hadn't hit a button yet.
Okay.
Well, that's our gift for joining us is a free Zoom upgrade.
Yeah, unlimited.
Unlimited.
There.
So we appreciate you, Dan, and yeah, thanks for jumping on and talking with us for a little bit here.
All right. Well, let's do it again sometime.
Will do.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Thanks for adhering to my schedule a little bit and going a little earlier than you planned.
Hey,
No
worries.
problem.
We're here for you. Well, there goes Dan. Always great to have him on. You weren't on last time he was on, so
No,
how was
I
the
wasn't.
chat?
It was good to meet him. Is that what you'd call this? I guess in this day and age, meet him. Yeah, recurring guests. We have quite a few of those now. People that have been on multiple times. So happy to have him. And like you said, above average. What did you think of the Burger King fry? You know, we haven't heard Burger King mentioned, and I didn't say this, but I couldn't tell you the last time I ate Burger King. I also don't think I'll ever eat there again. Like unless I'm desperate. But Burger King I like fast food, like big fan. Burger King is low on the list.
See, I like Burger King. I feel like Burger King to me is like it's kind of expensive. That's why I don't go there.
It is. I mean, it's been a while, so I mean, it could
I don't
be.
know. It feels like it's more higher, priced, but I can't recall the fry. Um, Now, to me, the steak fry superior.
And that's sort of in the same family ish as the potato wedge,
Yeah.
which he threw out quickly. I like the potato wedge personally, and I'm a big steak fry fan.
Yeah. Who doesn't like 1/8 of a potato?
Right.
Dip in ketchup, come on. No, but yeah, don't know about the Burger King fry. McDonald's fry is kind of like it's good. I guess they're consistent. I think that's the biggest thing. But no, it was great to have him on. Gave us information, follow him on Twitter, listen to the ticket, and yeah. So it is time to move on to our. Do we have a debate?
I don't think I don't have anything today to debate unless you do.
We can debate this real fast. Are you a parade watcher, or is that like how do you feel about the Thanksgiving Day parade?
I'm a big fan of the Thanksgiving Day parade, mostly because it's just kind of a tradition in my family. I always watched it as a kid with my parents, so I'm a big fan of it. I would say outside of that, though, like in general, I'm not a parade fan, but I do like the Thanksgiving Day parade quite a bit.
See, I am completely out on it. It is like it's football can't come fast enough. When the parade is on, I'm finding something else to do. I'm almost 40, and I'll just go walk around. I'll meander outside till it's over.
You're like, is there anything I can just quick chore I could knock out?
Yeah, anything, but make even sitting in a room talking with the parade on, it's like it just makes the whole experience a little worse.
Yeah, I'm a parade fan. Just the Thanksgiving one. I think it sort of I don't know, sets the holiday mood, like gets you really into Thanksgiving, and then they start to transition to Christmas. Santa's a part of the parade, and I am generally negative, like generally a Grinch, Scrooge, so to speak. My wife says I'm the Grinch all the time, but I like that. Got a soft spot in my heart for it. In fact, an epic family tradition. Since I was maybe like 10 years old, we eat ice cream for breakfast and watch the parade on Thanksgiving Day. So
that has something to do with it, though.
Yeah, and I think the reason it started, though, is because I was annoying my mom when I was like 8 or something, and I was like, what's for breakfast? What's for breakfast? And she's like trying to get ready for hosting all these people. She's like, I don't know, like just get anything you want. I'm like, can I have ice cream? And she was like, sure. And so I grabbed like an ice cream sandwich, and that's how it started. That's where we're at. But we had some ice cream on Thursday. Wife and I did, and watched the parade. So that's probably a big part of it.
Now, Rose Bowl parade, New Year's Day. What do you feel about that one? Are you in or out?
Probably more out than in. I think probably more out on the Rose Parade. I guess it's kind of cool to see how they do the floats, but yeah, I'm not too interested in that one. Like in general, Fort Worth has the Parade of Lights, which it bothers me. It's before Thanksgiving, and it's like a Christmas theme, and that bothers me that it's before Thanksgiving. But I've been to that once, and it was pretty miserable. Like it was very crowded. We had to park and walk really far just to like stand and watch some small floats go by. Like not a fan of parades like in general mostly, but I would say that the Thanksgiving one's just different.
Okay, I'm gonna break in with some breaking news within the hour. We're gonna jump into our sports segment here. Rangers just signed second baseman Marcus Semien to a 7-year, $175 million contract, according to sources.
Yeah, I saw this. This is a big day for breaking news. Like before we hopped on Lincoln Riley, now this. Good for the Rangers. And apparently rumor is they're going to keep on, like they're wanting to spend more. He's not the only one. They'll need to. They've been very bad. We know that. That's not a secret. But they said they were going to spend money, and credit to them so far. that they're doing it, because and I've been open about this. I could not be less interested in the Rangers than I have been in the last 2-3 seasons. The last season in Globe Life Park was nostalgic. It was emotional. Going to a new park. Then there was the COVID year, new park. Oh, it was weird. And then there was this year, and it was exciting at first, like fans in the new stadium. I went to a game. It was cool to go. But then pretty quickly they were really bad and didn't have a lot of reason to watch. They traded their best player in Joey Gallo. So yeah, trying to bring me back. So yeah, exciting. Baseball in DFW is, you might not agree with it, I think is pretty low on the list for most people. Like it's definitely, if all teams are good, I guess if the Rangers are good, they're probably a little bit higher than the Mavs, like in general, like the random fan. So when the Rangers are good, it makes things way more exciting here. So hopefully they're on the right track, but apparently they are not done yet. Going to keep making moves. So good for the Rangers. Bring some fans back in.
Yeah, this definitely feels a lot like the Beltray move. A lot of parallels. You have Simeon, played for a division rival for years, went to a AL East team on a 1-year prove-it contract, had a big year, and then Rangers scoop him up at 30 years old to a long-term deal. So, not saying Simeon will have that kind of impact, but just the whole scenario leading up to it has some familiarity to it.
Yeah, there's some small similarities for sure, and hopefully they can move in the right direction. We'll see.
Yes. What do you think about another Rangers thought? I don't know if we talked about it. Them going after Kershaw.
I'm fine with it. I don't know what the money would look like, but I don't know how much he has left. But it'd be he's from here, from the area. It'd be a homecoming. Apparently, a great guy. Be an excitement just for the name. People would be excited about it. I'm totally fine with it. Give it a try, see what you can get out of it.
Do you think they'd have to money whip him into coming here versus, because I feel like he'd probably want to go to a contender to finish his last years, be a third starter on the Cardinals or Phillies or something.
Yeah, I think they probably have to. You have to just, for free agents in general, you have to overpay. Like for the most part, you're overpaying somebody, so probably have to spend quite a bit. But I don't know any of the details of anything like that.
Yeah, and we can finish up. You seem like you've been getting back into college basketball. Any thoughts on the
a little
returning
bit.
Season?
Duke had a big win over Gonzaga. What was that, Friday night? Stayed up late for that one. Regretted it yesterday because I woke up pretty early. But yeah, college basketball, it's been a great start to the season. There's been some big upsets. The Duke Gonzaga game was a big prospect matchup. Chet Holmgren, Paolo Banchero, kind of 1 and 2 NBA draft, and I don't, not into prospects much anymore, but they're the top two. And Banchero looked much more impressive. Duke won that game, and Gonzaga really has kind of been the favorite in college basketball, and they're still one of them. But it was an exciting game. Duke won it, and just kind of getting into the meat of the season. It helps when your NFL team is bad, like mine is. You have something else to watch. But really, most people don't get into like the thick of basketball till like Christmas. NBA. College basketball is more like the spring when most people are watching it, but it's been a good start to the season so far.
Yeah. Don't follow college basketball much, but I know it's exciting for a lot of people. So, yeah, glad it's back on. For the full swing of sports is good. You want to talk about football at all? Or are you going to be too mad to?
I don't really want to talk about football. The Steelers got embarrassed today by the Bengals, and I told my buddy this last week during Sunday Night Football that I would not be shocked at all if the Steelers did not win another game this year. And after they lost last week, they had a little bit of a comeback, but after they lost, that's looking more and more likely. So we'll see what happens. They got really, really embarrassed. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they'll keep playing games because they have to, but there's a lot of things that need to be done in order to change things. And this might be Mike Tomlin's first, losing season that he's had. So, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, then Dallas lost on Thanksgiving to the refs, and the Raiders. God, that was terrible. Watching football today, I've seen 4 or 5 defensive pass interference calls. It didn't get called, or pass interference. It didn't get called worse than anything Anthony Brown did. It was just, they say don't blame the refs, but there was definitely some real ticky-tacky calls against Dallas. But I'm not worried about that. Eagles lost to the Giants, which really helped Dallas' chance to hold on to the division. The Eagles were kind of surging there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is always their toughest stretch. They kind of have an easy go of it outside of Arizona for the rest of the year. I'm not too worried about it, but they do got to play better. Yeah, that was my 5-point game. The Eagles, Giants, and I'm gonna lose again.
Didn't work out.
No, but that's all I got. Just want to thank our sponsors, Rodeo and Local Menace, our guest Dan Mcdowell from The Ticket. Anything before we go?
No, I don't think so. That's all I got, and hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, till we see you again, stay above average.
Oh my god, that man is well below average.